night of the season, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you just watch me for the first time, my name is Lizzie and you're welcome to Spill It.
Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Still not understanding.
So to my subscribers, I want to use this medium to say thank you for subscribing to my channel, and for those people that have been following up with my previous videos, I want to say thank you. So if you love my previous video and if you love this one, please don't forget to give this video and the other videos a thumbs up. And please, to my new subscribers, please don't forget to press the subscribe button. It's not difficult, just press it, please and thank you. Okay guys, so today we're going to be talking about Emeka Ike's wedding saga with that of his ex-wife Susanne Emma. Of course, it is of no news, we've been hearing this, right? And previously, this is one of the trending stories on social media. When you log onto your social media platform, is it Facebook, is it Instagram, TikTok, it is just everywhere. The stories keeps coming, and I think this story emanates from the movie premiere Malaika that was produced by Toyin Abraham. It is actually the genesis. Yes, they have been divorced for years. I think Susanne Emma, which is the ex-wife of Emeka Ike, she filed a divorce 2015 and the divorce finalized 2017, and ever since then there was a little back and forth, but the case died. But previously it has become the talk of the town. So I don't know, maybe some people might be wondering who is this Emeka Ike and why is the case up all over social media? What really happened? Yes, I will just give a brief summary who Emeka Ike is. Emeka Ike is a Nollywood actor who was featured in over 300 movies. That's according to him. That was what he said. And Emeka Ike was born 22nd of March 1967. If you do your calculations very well, that is to say that he's 56 years of age, and he's Igbo by tribe, but he grew up and he did most of his education in Lagos State, so he understands Yoruba very well. And he was married to Susanne Emma, which they had 4 kids, yes, together. And Susanne Emma, she filed a divorce finally 2015, but it was concluded at the customary court 2017. So I'll be putting on the video of what really happened. Well, I don't think they actually gave us the whole story, but just in brevity, there was a story which actually led to all of this saga that has been popping on your social media platform. Emeka Ike granted an interview, I think with the Premium Time, and likewise Susanne Emma. So I'll be putting on the video for you to watch. So when you are done watching the videos, please let me know what you think on the comment section. Who do you think is lying, or is there something that you think they are hiding? All your views, please let me know on the comment section.
So I really want to touch on a very sensitive thing you said. If you feel free to talk about it, please, because you did say something that you were going through marital issues and you were being accused of something you were not guilty of.
Yeah.
On the internet space, you never came out to clarify anything.
Yeah, it's difficult to clarify yourself because the same people that are bullying you on the internet, they are still there. They're going to say whatever you say. They're like, no, don't mind him. He's still missing her. Why? Go ahead, move on. They just make you feel like, what's going on? And if you are not prepared to handle it, you'll be crushed. Okay? My secondary school, St. Nicholas College on CMD Road, Magodo, was shut down. Over $480 million naira investment. That year, 480 million naira investment was shut down, and all I heard was constant battery. And I was always saying, look, I don't beat this lady. What's going on? I went on air. I was like, come on, I never did. Babe, what's going on? They said, do I? No, but you're a star, you know, they can always manipulate things and all that. So I felt I was gullible until I discovered that she was actually the one behind this whole thing. Some ladies are too desperate for marriage lately, and she actually told me one time that I'm not the marriage type. I didn't understand it. So the young man needs to know that there are plenty ladies that are not the married type lately, and they're the ones that get you and I first. The good ones don't show the things, the signs that you want to see to want to go to a party with a girl. But these ladies show you everything you want to see, and then when you get into it, that's a luck. So it was depressing to find out that the person you were actually confiding in knows that men were coming to your house and was making calls with them and arranging and discussing this thing. And the resolution was, okay, after it all, blackmail him. I was busy grouping with the blackmail. I didn't know it was much more than that. So my school was shut down. Students were told, go home. This school is shut down. This marriage is shut down. On the same day, I was on air heading for a movie shoot in America. They already knew I was traveling. They were planning it. So I had to do, I was directing a movie, and I was going to act in one of the movies. So 2 movies for J&J Pictures in Maryland. So they knew I was going to be away for a while. So they took their time to plan. So I was on air when she rang the bell. And all the students came out and said, look, I'm shutting down this school right now. You all have to go tell your parents, put you in another school. I wasn't waiting for it. I came back home to nothing. My property, my house has been moved. Everything in there, because my house is in Ogudu GRA, where I built my own house. But I was staying close to St. Nicholas College in Magodo, because if a student needs attention, I should be able to wake up 2 a.m., 3 a.m. to attend to it and do what I got to do. So they had moved all the properties I have in Lagos. I lost plenty of them, like 80% of my lands, because it was just a bag I traveled to America with that I had just with me.
So the documents for those lands were taken?
People are bidding on my property and I'm looking at it and I feel myself, because I can't defend what you don't have evidence to. So it was a planned thing.
The evidence was taken?
There's no evidence, because you came back, they've moved your load out of the house and you can't see any piece, nothing. Your wristwatches, your awards, your pictures with presidents, everything I got as Emeka Ike was gone. It was just that box I went to America with. So connecting with was very, very easy for me, because you go through a lot of resilience, bottled up emotions, anger, confusion, misconstrued truths, making you feel manipulation, and you never know where it's coming from. Sometimes you want to please this person for the other person, but you don't even know that she's actually manipulating you. So I feel sorry for young men like you, especially. I don't know if you're married. I was asking someone at Aminu Kano airport yesterday. I just came through Saudi Arabia last night. I'm like, I'm sorry for the young men like you that are not married, because the narrative out there is that it's all about the money, and when they come, they don't like you for nothing. You're just an issue, and you must be popular, you must be rich, you must be a very strong banker, a successful man, to be a woman beater. No carpenter is on the social space. No bricklayer is a woman beater on the social space. You have to be successful. And there are people like Iyabo Ojo that are there to back them up and say, hey, yes, Kilode. Now, your experience as Iyabo Ojo might not be the same thing with that lady, because that could be a criminal. Anybody who interacts with assassins, gunmen, is a criminal, male or female. So we need to understand that the social space is polluted in Nigeria. I'm a resident in Germany. My family also lives in Nuremberg. You don't put everything out there. You just don't go on air and post anything. So when I hear people say, it's my right, your right to abuse me, to give me a wrong image, and sorry is all I get for it, somebody needs to regulate our social space.
So you said sorry is all I get for it. Has she apologized?
If it was deliberate, there's no apology coming, because there's a lot to cover for. Man, I was hunted like a rabbit. Gunmen were coming to my house, marksmen. Go to Magodo police post. You see my statements. Marksmen were in my house this afternoon. Oh, 6 men came to my house the other night. Oh, some men came with gun. Not jokes. Then I was after Segun Arinze, because then as a human rights activist, I felt, well, they are coming for me because I'm fighting against them. It was a whole lot of manipulation.
Have you gotten your school back?
How can you get a school back? What's his name? The Minister of Aviation now. What's his name? That lawyer.
Festus Keyamo?
Festus Keyamo was to be my lawyer then. He was my lawyer before I became a government man. When he saw the damage, he said, bro, let me not use that word, and move on. Leave the school. It's messed up. Because this is a moral institution where you can't be criticized or for being anything corrupt. Parents will pull their kids out. Where you can't be maligned or anything being said about bad misbehavior, bad character, whatever shouldn't be mentioned around you as, So I couldn't save the school because parents were already pulling their kids out when the proprietors woke up on the same day I was on air. She sent the Prado Jeep that took me to the airport, and the driver came back. She asked, where is he? He said, oh, guy is on air. He said, okay, get me the assembly bell. And the students gathered and said, I'm shutting down. Get your parents to put you in another school. And it was like a burial scene. Teachers were crying because they don't know where to get the next job. Students were crying because they're going to miss their friends. They didn't plan for it. They weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
So it was so much of confusion. Then all I got was constant battery. I'm like, what? Kids, do I beat your mother? No, daddy. I built for you in Lagos. There was nothing. Alawade, I built for her mother. In Isoko, 3-bedroom, I built. I trained you in school. I was in Yabatech. My friends, some of them are deans of faculty in Unilag and so many universities. I just took her there, give her admission. And I changed her life. Made her a teacher. Put her into school part-time. They say, this one is pregnant too. You don't feel like jam. I said, okay, that's why we're here. Drive any car you want. The Prado, the Touareg, any of the Infinity, any car you want, just have fun. You're a big man's wife. And that's all I got for it, because I was investing on someone who wasn't investing in me. So you just keep loving, but you don't know if you're really loved in return. So that's a mistake we make as young people. We have found, I'm a material babe, sweet babe, man. It's about getting the girl. But if you're not talked about your security, does she like you? So that's just it. So no apologies. She's hiding, running up and down. If you saw my post last week, I was like, okay, fine. Someone said it was I saw a post last week. He said, Emeka Ike is having fun now after his ex with a new South African wife and that and that and that. After he divorced her. I didn't divorce her. I went to make my claim. I didn't divorce. She went to divorce herself. She said, Governor, George, please divorce me. I have to go. I said, Kilo Day, where are you going? I was on my knees. Felix Duke was on his knees. My sisters were on their knees in court. The people that came with her to court were on their knees. Are you okay? What's wrong with you? We didn't understand what was going on in her psychology. But she was so restless. And if you read that, I was always saying she looks. So when you're a lady and you're dealing with gunmen, it gets to a point when they take over from you.
So you feel like it's not entirely her fault? She was being controlled.
Her fault because she got herself into that corner. I wasn't working with people who would take her life. So the moment I start doing that, she know that something could twist. You understand me?
Yeah.
So it's a whole lot of confusion out there. Even as it is right now, 10 years she's been out of my house. And then last year she came, boom, when I was in Germany, I just went to arrange my kids' papers so they can move on. I shut down my stardom. Like I told you, depression made me, I shut down. Like I had to focus on my family. I noticed a lot of lapses. I said, okay, man, forget the stardom stuff right now.
Yeah.
The kids.
Okay.
I was able to bring them out of depression and build them But right now, she's in their possession. I don't know where else they are. I can't see my kids for 2 years. They are hiding from me. Their phone switched off.
All right.
I don't know. So it's a world we are finding ourselves.
Yeah.
But we know that God will see us through.
So you say that you survived an abusive marriage, you know.
Yeah.
What do you mean exactly by that?
Okay, so
What was the abuse?
It started off as verbal. It started off as mental torture. Started off as psychological. Started off as financial, financial abuse because I was not allowed to work. You understand?
He didn't allow you to work?
He didn't allow me to work. Actually, I wanted to be an actress. That's why I became his friend. I was modeling at that time. I just come out of secondary school. I was 18. And then I met him along the line, and I wanted to be, someone who would put me into the industry and all that. And he categorically told me that I wouldn't act because it would destroy our relationship. Because at that time we had gotten into a relationship, and he said he was planning to marry me, and the tabloids, then it was newspapers, so they would talk about him, talk about me, and it would break the relationship or the marriage,
So he told you not to become an actor because of the relationship?
Yes, he did say that. He even stopped my modeling career. In fact, I had been approached by an agency to be sponsored for Miss Nigeria at that time. This was 1999. He also refused. He said he couldn't handle me crying if I don't win, things like that. And I had to go back to the agency to say my family didn't want me to do it. And then I went to my family and said the agency dropped me just because I didn't know what to say to them, because he was saying, no, that I won't do it.
You met him when you were 18?
Yes.
You got married when you were 19?
No, we didn't get married till I was, I think, 23, going on 24. Right. I was already pregnant with our second child when we got married. In fact, I had to be the one to speak out, like, you need to do something because this is our second child. So I was already heavy, and I regret it.
Why?
Yeah, because even during the wedding, he came late from the state he was shooting at that time. They never blessed us. It was his older sister's husband who has stood in, and the wine changing and blessings and all that was done. All through, when we had collected the list from my uncle and given to him, and we were preparing on our side, and I was always calling him, oh, are you, in tune with your family on the list to get everything? His family came empty-handed. They didn't bring anything. Even in family would always laugh at me at my back and say I married myself.
Wow.
It was always a case of, oh, she wants to marry a star and she has to work for it. And I did. I slaved for that family. Everything that they wanted to do, I was a designated driver. Everything that they wanted to do, I was the one who was always doing things for them. I was doing it on my side because of love, because this was my family. As long as, you are my friend or you are my husband's people, you are my family, because my mom was a single parent, you understand. I come from a very humble background, but not that humble, you understand, because my mom strived, she worked hard to take care of her kids, but she protected us. And she brought us in this very close-knit, very loving home that, we grew up in. And so I always felt like every family is like that, you understand.
So the question is, somebody would wonder about is, why did you go ahead with the wedding despite all that disrespect? Him waiting for about 5 years instead of the relationship, his family not paying the bride price, him coming late. Obviously there were signs. Why did you go ahead? I
didn't see the signs as signs. You understand? I didn't start, in hindsight, I wouldn't even date him. You understand? But then at that time, he was my first everything, first boyfriend. I just came out of secondary school. I just came out of not knowing, anything. I think it was when I got to be 24 that I started understanding that this is not right. This is not how I should be treated. I now started seeing that, I wouldn't accept some things, that kind of thing. And that's why I said I regretted, even doing that. Yeah. And it was until I was 28, 29, going into my 30s, I started fighting back. Right. And then it's now escalated from, verbal and all that, and then became physical. Right. You understand? And then still, even with that, people would say, oh, you know, it's a man's world, and I didn't think of myself, you know, but until the last time that he did beat me up and I was almost paralyzed, that was when I decided that I need to go. But still, I stayed 2 more years after that, you know. But
he beat you until you were almost paralyzed?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. We had gone out with the kids and we came back, and I was changing my daughter, and he saw, you know, her nappy rash, and it was a bad nappy rash, and he was all over the place, angry and all that she'd been molested. And I said, how? This is nappy rash. And he was going on and shouting, who did I give his daughter to, this and that, and they need to check her and everything. And I tried to calm him down that this is nappy rash. I use Vaseline instead of powder. That's why it's so red, you know, that kind of thing. And he was going on and on, and I was like, okay. And at that point I was getting upset, you know, like, you can't be doing this. And then I was like, okay, give me money, let me take her to the hospital and let's get her checked. And then he hit me, you know. And at that point I had, like, you know, like, you can't keep beating me up, you know. And I held his hand, and so he just turned me over and hit me, and then he hit me at the back of my neck here, and that was it. I lost sensation to all my body parts. I went down on the floor. I couldn't feel my arms, I couldn't feel anything, and he kept hitting me. He kept hitting me, and I was shouting, Emeka, if you hit me one more time, I would die. I can't feel anything. I was only seeing the stars. So when he hits me, it goes poof, you know, that kind of thing. And that was only what I was saying. I could talk, I could hear, I could see, but I couldn't feel. This was in front of our kids. This was in front of his PA at that time, Debola. And I was, you know, trying to move my body. My body wasn't moving, you know. So when he realized himself, he got up, he walked out of the house. And I was there for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, I don't know. I was still trying to move my body. And then I felt this sensation all over, like a million pins, you know, poking me, pricking me and everything. And I think the nerves were beginning to connect or something, you know. And then I got up. And that was when I saw the boy, Debola, peeping from the door. I guess he had told the boy to come and check if I died. You know, that kind of thing. And then I spoke the boy's name. I said, Debola. And the boy ran out. I think he didn't want to come close so that they don't say he's the one that killed me or something. And then I heard his car drive off. And I picked my children and I ran to a friend's house. He's denying it, but there are people that I run to their houses every time he beats me up. People that I run to their houses in the middle of the night. People that I run to their houses and I collapse. All this happened, and they are living witnesses. I have pictures. I presented those pictures during the divorce. I still have those pictures, but I'll only give my evidences in court.
Right. So he, wow. For the kids' well-being, you have him have custody of the children, yes. And the court determined that and said you could have access.
Yes. And my lawyers had advised that it is a high court, because this was customary court, because we were only married traditionally. It was only that traditional marriage that we had. We never did the formal one of going to the registry, because he always has one woman out there who wants to give him American papers, or who wants to give him this paper and that paper. But I never consented to it, because I would always say, you go there and you marry these women for papers in front of God and the minister. You're not saying this is fake, this is for paper.
So he keeps the children away from you as some kind of punishment after the divorce?
Yes.
And then tells them that you have abandoned them?
Yes, yes. When I reconciled with them, I didn't want to come out and say, oh, I'm here to get you, I'm your mom and this and that. I have custody of you, because I was awarded sole custody of the children. Well, I had to build my relationship back with them and let them, know me again. My daughter didn't recognize me. She thought the other lady was her mom, because she was 2 when she was taken away from me. When I had left with my 2 younger kids, because I felt they still needed me.
You said this marriage was abusive almost from the get-go. So you mentioned it was financial abuse, it was verbal abuse, it was emotional abuse.
Yes.
What do you mean by verbal and emotional abuse?
Insults, putting you down every time.
So you had a terrible temper?
Yes. When I got out and I was in a friend's car, I didn't know I used to sit like this. And that was because of the lashing. I jumped out of a moving vehicle before. I've attempted suicide 3 times.
Because of your husband?
Yes. He's not saying all these things. The pastors, the church will send pastors to our house.
So I just want to talk about few things. I'm not picking side. I am not for Emeka Ike and I'm not for Susanne Emma, but there are just little things that don't really sit well when I listen to both of them talk. When I heard the interview that both of them granted recently, there are things that I actually want to talk about. Now, after the divorce, which was finally concluded 2017, this couple spent 14 good years of their lives together. But finally, Susanne, I think from what she said she can't just continue because she faced a lot of abuses. She talked about domestic violence, she talked about verbal abuse and all of that, and she couldn't take it any longer. So she decided to file for the divorce. That was 2015, which the customary court finally granted the divorce 2017. And ever since then, there was never a day that she granted the press permission to speak on her failed marriage. There was never a time she talked about it on all social media platforms. And to even crown it all, she don't even have any social media platform that when you go you will see her be like trying to flaunt here and there. Like, she was so private. She didn't, and the main question is, she didn't grant the press. She didn't say anything on social media about the marriage. Why coming out now after several years to speak on this? And after so many years, she have decided to speak up. I don't really know what she is trying to, I don't know what she's up to. I don't know what she's trying to do. But the question is, after so many years, why now? Why is she trying to speak up? But on the second thought, I think it is actually good to speak up so that the upcoming people, the new generations, they will not actually fall victim for such things. If there are some things that you need to learn, don't just be on the criticizing part. You need to learn too. Yes, we learn from people's experiences in order not to make the same mistakes. Like, you have been in a marriage for 14 years, and even the 14 years that they have been married together, they dated for almost 5 years plus before he finally got married to her. And amidst the period of when they were in a relationship that they wasn't married, that was 5 years, all of these domestic abuses were going on. Why did she go ahead with the marriage? Wasn't that enough red flags for her to flee? Like, it was, there's so many questions. The constant beating, the constant abuse of words and all of that, you still went ahead, girl. Say, okay, there was an accusation that she fought Emeka Ike's mother, but the story was turned around when she granted the interview. She said her mother came to visit her when she gave birth and all of that, and when the mom left, still in the compound, Emeka Ike's mom actually came in, and the both of them fighting and all of the like. The story was something else. When this person tries to say this, the opposite becomes the problem. I don't really know what to say. Now, she said before they got married, she had interest in acting, and that was the main reason why she got so close to Emeka Ike. But when they got so deep into the relationship, he was like, the two of them cannot be on the spotlight because there might be talk. There will, no might, yes. You know, so many people are so interested in celebrities' life. So when they try to poke nose on my life and you be in the spotlight, they will definitely come for you, and he doesn't want that. So he stopped her from acting. She didn't act anyway, but he killed the dream in her. And moving forward, she said she was a model, and there was a time that she was given an offer to contest for Miss Nigeria and thereabout. He also killed it. He made her to be financially down. Yes, that was what she said, that there was no way anything that she wanted to do, he made sure he didn't want her to do it. But he saw her choose school, and she said he helped to complete the mom's building that she started. But according to Emeka Ike, that he actually built the house for the mother. Now my point is this: as a woman, know what you want from the beginning. What do we really talk during talking stage? What do we do during courtship? There are things that you need to talk about. Call a spade a spade. Yes, this is what I want to do. So when I get married, this is what I want to continue doing. Are you cool with that? Are you not cool with that? Know your priorities. Yes, get your priorities right. It is not just something that when you get married and then he said stop doing it, but you didn't. But the thing is, I think she was okay with it. Yes, she was. But I'm talking about we, the viewers. Please, during talking stage, there are so many things that you need to talk about. Yes, as a lady, this is not the era of we being housewives anymore. Yes, you need to bring something to the table. What do you bring to the table? Is it acceptable by him? If it's not acceptable by him, you people need to draw a balance. If it's not something that he's not cool with, bring up another idea. Or he should bring idea for you. If it's cool by you, fine. But just make sure that you have something doing. Don't just be a housewife 24/7. Yes, you have your life to live. He has his life to live. You also have your own life to live. So, and apart from that, why would you be enduring all of this abuse, domestic abuse, verbal abuse? Why would you be enduring it during relationship? You are not even married and he's beating you. What if he get married to you? How would it be? Ladies, please, if you cannot change him during courtship, there is no way that you can change him when you both are married. She said there was a time, there were so many times that she attempted suicide. Really, your marriage is supposed to be a home for you. Your marriage is not even supposed to be a rehabilitation center. It is not supposed to be a home that it is not supposed to be suicidal. Yes, it is supposed to be a home, and home is where love is. So all of this, listening to her stories, I was like, okay. But the thing is, she said she got to know him when she was 18 and he was her first love and all of that. Let's just say youthful exuberance. But this thing that she talked about is still happening in our society, and this is why I said to myself, I need to do this video. Ladies, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Your body is not a punching bag. Somebody who claims he loves you will not make you his punching bag. Please wake up. Going on and on about all of that, I know how sad it is. Yes, it is very painful to see all of your properties in the mud. Not just in the mud, right before your eyes. Other people are establishing your own property and you don't even have access to them. You don't, like, you are investing in something or you're investing in somebody and the person is not reciprocating the energy. It is so painful for you to see all of your property and then you just went out and come back, you can't see any of them. It is very painful. It is sad. But the question is, again, I am a woman. I cannot see luxury and then flee from it. Something is not sitting well with that. Like, how can life be so comfortable for the woman? She has all the things in the world. She has a good husband who doesn't beat her. She has a supportive husband who went extra mile to build a house for her mother. She has a husband who puts her in school, not just putting her in school, making life comfortable in the process of her being a student, and then she decided to pay him back with all of this. My viewers, what do you think of the story? Are they hiding something? Is Emeka Ike actually saying the truth? Is Susanne Emma actually saying the truth? Is some of them hiding something? And for the fact that their son came out to speak on this, given an evidence about the voice notes. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I will be putting the voice notes here. Let me just save you the details. I want you to just listen to all of this yourself. So having heard what the son have to say, having heard what Emeka Ike have to say, having heard what Susanne, Emma have to say, what do you think of the story? Is somebody actually saying the truth, or is somebody hiding the truth from us? What do you think? All your views, please let me know on the comment section. But before then, I have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much, my viewers, for watching. I still remain your favorite girl, Lizzie.